Africa Region 2017 to 2021. Teams in Africa will be classified into Division A and Division B. For the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers, the 16 best teams in Africa will be classified in Division A. They will play during the 6 windows to qualify 5 teams to the FIBA Basketball World Cup. The 16 teams will be divided into 4 groups of 4 teams, and the teams will play the other 3 teams in their group in 2 tournaments over the first 3 windows. The windows will be in November 2017, February 2018, and June 2018. The top 3 teams from each group will progress to the next round of qualifiers, where they will be grouped with 3 teams from another group. All teams will carry the results from the first round. These 6 top teams will then play home and away games over another 3 windows, in September 2018, November 2018, and February 2019. The top 2 teams from each group will qualify for the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, along with the best 3rd team. The 7 teams that did not qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup will play in a new competition called the Afro Challenge in the summer of 2019. Division B teams will play at the same time as the Division A teams to qualify for the Afro Challenge. They'll be joined by the 4 fourth-place Division A teams for the last 3 windows in September 2018, November 2018, and February 2019. The top 5 teams from Division B will qualify for the Afro Challenge, along with the 7 Division A teams that did not qualify for the FIBA Basketball World Cup. The 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup will be played in China and will consist of 32 teams from all regions playing 92 games over a 16-day period. In the group phase, the 32 teams will be divided into 8 groups of 4 teams, with each team playing the other 3 teams in their group. The top 2 teams from each group will qualify for the group phase second round, where they'll play against the top 2 teams from another group. The top 2 teams from each of the 4 groups of the second phase will qualify for the quarterfinals. The 4 winning teams from the quarterfinals will then play the 2 semi-finals. The 2 winners of the semi-finals will play the FIBA Basketball World Cup final, and the 2 losing teams will play for the 3rd place. 7 teams will qualify directly to the 2020 Tokyo Olympic Games from the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup. These 7 teams will qualify on geographical principles and will represent each continent. They'll be the top 2 teams from the Americas and Europe, and the top team from Africa, Asia, and Oceania from the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup. Subject to FIBA Central Board approval, Japan, as the host, will be the 8th qualified team. Given the fact that 12 teams will compete in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, 4 places still need to be allocated. A total of 24 teams made up of the 16 top remaining teams from the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup, together with 2 additional teams that will be selected by each region, will have the opportunity to qualify through 4 Olympic qualifying tournaments for one of the 4 remaining places for the Olympic Games. The winner of each tournament will go to the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. After the 2019 FIBA Basketball World Cup in November 2019, the qualification process for the 2021 FIBA AfroBasket Cup begins with the previous 16 Division A teams, plus all the Division B teams over the previous qualification windows. All registered teams will participate in November 2019 to the qualification process for the 2021 FIBA AfroBasket Cup. Depending on the number of participating teams, the teams will be divided into groups of 3 or 4 teams, and each team will play the other teams of his group on a home and away basis over 4 windows. The windows are in November 2019, February 2020, November 2020, and February 2021. The 16 best teams from the qualifiers will qualify to the 2021 FIBA AfroBasket Cup. The 2021 FIBA AfroBasket Cup will consist of 16 teams playing 36 games over a 13-day period. In the group phase, the 16 teams will be divided into 4 groups of 4 teams, with each team playing the other 3 teams in their group. The top team from each group will qualify for the quarterfinals, and the second team from each group will each play an elimination game against the third team from another group, the 4 winning teams qualifying for the quarterfinals. The 4 winning teams from the quarterfinals will then play the 2 semi-finals. The 2 winners of the semi-finals will play the Fiba Afrobasket Cup final, and the 2 losing teams will play for the 3rd place. After the 2021 Fiba Afrobasket Cup, the 4-year cycle begins once again with the 2023 FIBA Basketball World Cup Africa qualifiers beginning in November 2021.